Hey guys, it's History Behind the Warrior, and today we're going to be talking about what happened to Beast Boy in the Injustice universe and what his appearance in this universe has in fact caused, as it is extremely brief. Now, Beast Boy's real name is Garfield Logan. In his original timeline counterpart, he gained his powers through a serum that was used to cure a very rare illness he had called sarcophagus. I think that's how it's pronounced. Now, the serum was extracted from a green monkey, and somehow this had changed his skin and hair color, and this had given him the ability to transform into any animal form. Don't question it. Now, in the new 52, this is slightly tweaked up, and he is a metahuman. He's put in a facility where he has to fight other metahumans in order to survive. Now, eventually he is able to break out with a few inmates, and as such does join the Teen Titans. But anyway, introductions aside, let's talk about what exactly happens to him within the Injustice universe. Now, Garf's appearance within the Injustice comics are very short and very much so brief, as during year 1, when Lois Lane is killed, it sets off a switch in her heart that in fact trigger numerous bombs around Metropolis. This just so happened to be where Kid Flash, Beast Boy, and Superboy were. The explosion was massive and absolutely devastating, instantly killing Kid Flash and injuring Beast Boy to the point where he was severely injured. Connor in fact tried his best to shelter him from the blast, but it was that spontaneous and quick that they barely had any time to react. And by the time Superboy had gained consciousness and the Teen Titans arrived at Metropolis, it was already too late. Garf had in fact died in Superboy's arms, and he would be buried a few days later. Now, a lot of individuals would argue about the validity and canon of the comics to the game, but the two are very much so intertwined, as Beast Boy's death is in fact the main motivation for three characters I'm going to talk about here. The first being Superboy. Naturally, having your friend die in your arms is a very tragic event, so this does scar him and put him in a very vulnerable spot. What makes matters worse is that around this time, after Garf's funeral, Superman sets up his regime, and this leads Connor to come to blows with Clark. Now, the next two individuals I'm going to be talking about are Raven and Cyborg. Now, Beast Boy's death really hit them hard, as they were teammates and they knew each other for an extremely long amount of time, as around the time the Injustice universe exists, many members of them have in fact grown up and have become adults, so really they've kind of lost a childhood friend. Now, the reason why I say this affects them in quite a way is because Garf's death was a turning point for them as heroes. It's what made them side with Superman and his regime. They couldn't afford to have something as devastating as this happen once again, and who knows what might happen and who will be caught in this if an explosion like this does happen once again. So Garf's death is very pivotal to many character arcs in the Injustice franchise, which means I unfortunately have to somewhat debunk Starfire's ending here. Now, within Starfire's ending, Beast Boy is briefly mentioned, in which he says the following:
Beast Boy has been missing so long, I must assume he is dead.
Now, this did give a lot of Beast Boy fans a lot of hope as to the character possibly being alive, but might I remind you all that this is a arcade ladder ending. There's not a lot of validity here, so you should kind of take it with a grain of salt. Plus, this ending does clash with what we see in the comic books after Metropolis is destroyed, as Starfire is clearly aware that Beast Boy has died, as she's seen trying to help Connor deal with his trauma. So in conclusion here, what we can salvage from Beast Boy's life, this timeline, this universe, is that he most certainly did die in the Metropolis explosion. This affected numerous heroes and the superhero community, and is one of the main reasons many people decided to side with the regime, as in their eyes they believe that what they are doing is good, because they wish to prevent any future devastating events like this from ever occurring again. Now, in saying that, can Beast Boy ever return? Well, yeah, most certainly. The Injustice universe, for one, actually lives in a universe where the Blackest Night event had happened, so Black Lantern Beast Boy is definitely a possibility, but I wouldn't hold my breath for it, and that sounds like something for more fan fiction. Or the second one, which is definitely a much more viable one, he could just be plucked from another multiverse, much like Green Arrow, and fill out that void, which most certainly does seem like a very sensible step in the right direction. The Black Lantern Beast Boy sounds pretty cool, but like I said, it sounds like something from a fan fiction. Plus, if Warner Brothers knows that this will make them a ton of money, they'll make NRS put it in anyway. But anyway, that's kind of it for this video. I did want to make this one as last week's video where I talked about Raven. You guys really enjoyed it, and you guys kind of of wanted to know a little bit more about Beast Boy and what's kind of going on with him here. Now, the possibility of the character being DLC is always something that can happen, because with DLC, let's face it, all cards are kind of on the table here. It's just seeing what is actually played to see what can happen. So yeah, that's kind of it for this video. I hope you found it informative, as Beast Boy is actually one of my favourite characters, and it's a real shame to see him get killed off in this continuity. But with the possibility of multiverses being at hand, his return is always a possibility. Now in the comments below, who else would you like to see me talk about within the Injustice universe, as I do want to cover a lot of characters from the first game and kind of bring you guys up to scratch of where they are in the second one. So please go crazy down in the comments below. And now before this video wraps up guys, if possible, let's try getting this video to about 500 likes. It's a great way of supporting this channel, as YouTube's ad system is hella broken, so by giving it a thumbs up, it not only helps out this video but this channel as a whole. Anyway, as always guys, please comment, like, subscribe and share this video with everyone you know. Please take care, and I'll see you all next time.